The Google Pixel 8 Pro has been around for a couple of months now, and you might have had it since its launch day, or you might have only just picked it up. But there are some really cool features that Google have packed into this phone, and some of them are actually quite difficult to find, and I didn't even know existed until a couple of days ago. So let's show you some of our favorite features for the Google Pixel 8 Pro. Let's start with some features that you can do straight from that lock screen without even diving into the phone. And first of all, if you long press on that lock screen, you can actually just customize right here from the lock screen without having to go into the settings. And one of my favorite things to change straight away on here is to be able to customize those shortcuts that you can have on that lock screen. So by default, you have your camera set down at the bottom right, but I've changed mine to Do Not Disturb and Mute, so I can just change them really quickly without having to unlock the phone. I can do it straight from its lock screen. And the best thing about this as well is it'll even change color to show you whether your Do Not Disturb or your Mute, which I have on mine, is on or off. One of my favorite features though that Pixel phones have is that Now Playing feature. And if you've not used it yet, then this is going to blow your mind, because when your Pixel is locked, you can have it just sat there listening for music all of the time. And what it'll do is it'll search whatever's playing and show it you exactly on that lock screen. And this is one of my favorite features that has ever come to a Pixel phone. To turn it on, all you have to do is go into your lock screen in the settings and then find the Now Playing option, where you just have to toggle it on. And this is where you'll find a history of all of those songs that has ever been listened to by Google while the Now Playing feature is on. And for a time where that song isn't playing, but you've heard one and it's stuck in your head and you kind of know the tune, you can actually hum this into Google Assistant, and Google Assistant will find that song for you. If you get the Google Assistant up, you can actually just hum that tune, and Google Assistant will do its best to find the song that matches the hum. Or if you want, you can sing into Google Assistant as well, and it can also find a song that way. But you have to kind of know a bit of the tune. Like, Google Assistant isn't great at this, but if you have a good idea of what the tune is, then it'll just throw it up for you. Right, let's move on to some customization features that the Pixel 8 Pro has as well, and this is all to do with the lock screen. If you go to change the wallpaper inside the settings, there's a really cool feature in here, which is an AI wallpaper feature, which I just don't think enough people even know is there. The AI wallpapers feature is something that actually is really cool, and it gives you a really unique wallpaper when you want something a little bit different. You get a couple of options to pick from, including terrain, texture, night, and once you pick a category, you can either use the Inspire button for AI to create a unique wallpaper just for you, or you can customize it, but the customization is limited to a couple of colors and a few other words that you can choose from. The wallpapers that the AI generates are sometimes a little bit hit and miss. They're not always great, but then sometimes it throws you up a really good one. There's actually an emoji wallpaper AI version of this as well, which lets you create some interesting wallpapers just using emojis, patterns, and colors. While we're talking about the AI that runs through the Pixel 8 Pro, one of my favorite features is actually hidden a little bit inside that Google Chrome app when you're reading an article or a blog. If you hold down that Google Assistant button, you can actually use it to summarize an article, and it only takes a couple of seconds. The summary uses AI to read through the whole article, and it gives it to you in 3 bullet points, but occasionally it doesn't do a great job and kind of misses a little bit what the article says. And sadly, this feature for some reason is a US feature only, so if you're inside the US you can use it, but outside of the US this is something that you can't use unless you use a VPN and make your location be in the United States. If you think the summarize feature is a bit much and you want to know every word that's written in that article or blog, again, if you press that Google Assistant button, you can get Google to read aloud the entire article. When doing this, you can change the speed of how quickly it reads, or you can skip to anywhere in the article as well just by moving that scrubber or just tapping any word in that article, and Google will read it exactly from where you've tapped. And I've realized this actually comes in really handy when you're like getting ready or you're having a shower, because you can't read the article that you want to read because there's not enough time. However, Google will just do it for you. Another feature of the Pixel 8 Pro that might not get as much love as it deserves is the safety features that it offers throughout the phone. If you go into that safety app on the Pixel 8 Pro, there's some really cool features and some really useful features that Google have implemented into this phone. Car crash detection is one of those things that hopefully you will never need to use, but if you turn this on, the Pixel uses things like its accelerometer and its microphone to detect if you've been in a car crash. You can get a demo of this inside the safety app, and essentially you get to hear an alarm and it goes on for 60 seconds. And in that 60 seconds, you have to say either cancel or call the emergency services. And if you do nothing, it will just call the emergency services from there. And there's a couple of really other cool features inside that safety app as well. And one of my favorite ones is safety checks. So where if you're out on your own or walking back home late at night, you can actually set up a certain duration the Pixel will then check in with you on your phone and make sure you're okay. So you get a couple of options inside how long you want it to be before Pixel checks in, all the way from 15 minutes to a couple of hours. And you can either say you're okay, call emergency services, or start sharing your live location with contacts that you select within that safety app. There's a few other things as well inside here. So for example, you have a crisis alert and emergency SOS. So when you press the power button 5 times pretty quickly, it can call an emergency services, share live location, and it'll record a video of where you are at that specific time. So the safety app is something that I don't think actually gets enough love, but it has some really cool features that are baked inside of it. Let's do some quick fire features though that you might not have known, and one of my favorite ones, if your screen's facing up and you've got an incoming call, you can actually just flip your phone screen down and it'll automatically turn on Do Not Disturb. Inside the Messages app, if you need to send a message to someone but you don't want to send it right away, you can actually schedule it to like a preset time or pick a date and time that suits you. There's a clear calling feature as well that can be found inside the sound and vibration settings that helps reduce background noise and other sounds during a call. If you're a Google One member and you go into the Google One app, you actually get a free VPN that allows for extra security when using that Pixel 8 Pro. If you have a Pixel Watch, you can actually enable Watch Unlock to unlock your Pixel without having to type in your passcode or use Face Unlock. And a really cool feature that the Pixel 8 Pro has as well is inside its gesture settings, because when you turn on Quick Tap, a double tap of the back of your Pixel can open any app that you want. And I found using this Quick Tap really useful for opening the wallet when you're on your lock screen. And we're still not finished with some of the features that you can find on your Pixel 8 Pro, because now we're moving on to the photo and video section, where there are so many features baked into this Pixel 8 Pro that some of these you might not even know exist. And we'll start with photos and have a look at Magic Editor, because this is a really cool bit of AI editing software where you can pretty much make your photos look exactly how you want them to be. You can edit out people that might have photobombed, objects that might have ruined that shot, and it just takes a couple of seconds using the Pixel 8 Pro's AI, and then it is gone, and it does such a good job of making the photo look natural. And we're almost at a point where we have to ask, well, what is a photo? Because you can, even when you take group selfies, change the faces that people are pulling inside of those selfies. So when you do this inside of the Magic Editor app, it can make your photos look really good. You can also change the sky inside of these photos, and if you really want to, you can move objects and make it smaller and bigger to get that perfect photo inside the Google Photos app using Magic Editor. And as well as having some really cool photo features, there's some really cool video features as well. And then the audio Magic Eraser works a little bit like it does when you're using the Magic Eraser through Google Photos, except this time it will get rid of unwanted noise, so crowd noise, or potentially even when you're walking past things that are as loud as this big truck here, you can tell without audio boost it sounds rubbish, but with it, it actually sounds like you can hear it. One of the coolest features though that's just been released for the Pixel 8 Pro is Video Boost, and Google released this in December, and essentially what this does is it uses AI to make your videos look even better than they did before. This doesn't work on old videos that you might have taken with the Pixel 8 Pro, because you have to turn Video Boost on every single time you want to use it in the camera settings. And if you have a look at that top left corner, you'll see a little notification telling you that Video Boost is being switched on. And once you've recorded your video with Video Boost, you don't have to do anything except for sit back and wait for Google to process that Video Boost video. But this can take a few hours, but you will get a video clip that you can use right away while that Video Boost clip is processing, and then once it's finished, you'll also get a notification when it's ready. In good daylight, it might not be the most noticeable boost to a video, but one of the things that I found out that it helps with quite a lot is stabilization. Stabilization seems to have improved pretty dramatically when you let Video Boost do its thing, and this puts it on par with some other phones that take some really good video. But where you'll notice the biggest improvement though using Video Boost is when you use it in low light situations, because essentially Video Boost is giving you night sight video, and this can make a video that was shot in some pretty bad light actually look usable, and it's a huge difference. It's a really cool feature from Google, because now you don't even have to make sure all the light is perfect, but Google and its AI with Video Boost can make it look usable. But just remember that this is something that you'll need to turn on in settings every single time you want to use Video Boost. And there are some of those features that are built into the Pixel 8 Pro, which some of these you might not have known, some of them you actually already might have known. But let me know what your favorite features of the Pixel 8 Pro is in the comments below. And of course, while you're here, why not subscribe to the channel? And if you do that, then I shall see you later.